So today I've got for you 4 ways to help out a friend or family member who is dealing with cancer. I, of course, have been dealing with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and every cancer treatment's a little bit different, but all of these ways will help whatever kind they have. So, first of all, help in practical ways. Cancer isolates the person who's dealing with the cancer from other people and from the things that they like to do. So things that you can do to help in practical ways: run errands for them. So if they need to pick up medication, or if they have children and need to take them from one activity to another, or pick them up from school or something like that. And also helping with transportation. If they can't drive themselves to and from appointments, it would be great to have someone do that. I needed that the whole time. So, bookkeeping. It's really tough to keep track of all the many bills that come in and what needs to get paid first on time. And it's really difficult when you're on chemo, or rather when I'm on chemo, to be able to do that. So it would be a really, really big favor if you have any ability to deal with bills and keep track of numbers and dates, to be able to be a friend to someone who's going through chemo and just go through the, like, here, let me grab my stack. That's my stack of all the cancer bills that I've been dealing with. So, as you can see, it's not small. This on top here, this is just my notes to keep track. But all of this in here, yeah. So, bookkeeping. That would be very, very helpful. What else? I've got a list down here. Arrange for other people to help. So, build that support network for them. If you know that they've got family or friends who can help them out, I'd call them up. Say, hey, your friend is feeling kind of blue. You might want us to drop by and say hi for a little while or something like that. Or, if you're the person who's going through cancer needs a ride and you can't give it to them, you could find someone to give them a ride. So, stuff like that. Very helpful. Practical ways, so important. Alright, second thing that you can do, educate yourself about what kind of cancer they have and the treatment, so that you're not making a lot of, find out. And also find out about who the caregiver is for that person who's going through cancer, if they have one, or if they need somebody, and to understand kind of, how do you put it, what kind of care they need and whatnot. I know I personally haven't had to be in the hospital, but I do know of people who had to be in the hospital the whole time. So for me, my sister's been helping me out, and my family's been helping me out and driving me places, and I have friends who've been doing that, which is a great help. But in some circumstances, there might be more difficulties for the caregiver. So, yeah, educate yourself about the cancer and the treatment. Also, communicate with them regularly. So this is number 3, communicate regularly. Listen and talk directly. Don't avoid issues if they bring them up. And call, text, snail mail, just send a short letter, talk to them. Yeah. And, it doesn't have to be long communications, just short. Make sure they know that that they are still alive and that you care about them. And see if they need any help, or if they have any needs that you could help with. That would be great. Or just as, what would you call that, moral support as a friend, letting them know you realize they're still alive. Yeah, it's very, keeps my spirits up. And then My last thing that you can do is keep everything to routine as much as possible. Living the life of a cancer and chemo patient, everything's thrown to the wind. I can't go to work. I can't live my day-to-day life like I normally do, and I have so many things that I like being able to do, and that routine is gone. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I don't know what side effects tomorrow's going to bring. I don't even know what's going to happen today. Am I going to be able to eat? Am I going to be able to get up and do anything? Am I going to be able to sleep? Am I going to be in too much pain? Yeah. And if you keep everything as regular as possible, short, regular visits, chill and hang out with them, follow through when you say you're going to do something. If you keep that, it's so helpful, because the worst thing that you can do is just every time you see them, how are you? Well, I'm feeling like crap. My guts hurt. I'm scared that I might die or lose my eyesight. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. Yeah, that how are you question sucks. Don't ask that question. In fact, you can just say, hi, I came by. This is what I've been doing today. Kind of small talk that's not prying into their world of pain. Also, other questions that you might want to avoid. Are you going to die? Yeah, that's not helpful. I don't need to think about that. You don't need to think about that. If I bring it up, then maybe you could lend an ear. But asking me that question, no. That doesn't help anything. It just makes me feel like, well, yes, I am going to die. I just don't know if it's going to be today or in 40 years. Let's see. Oh, for those of you who are very gift-oriented, there are definitely things you can do, provide that are helpful. So I got a couple things over here. You can give like soft, fuzzy. My dog chewed and ate part of it. But, something soft and fuzzy and comforting is always good. And this one my dogs went at, too. One of the eyes is missing. But, it's nice to have something to cuddle up with when I can't see people or touch people or be around people, because you might kill me by coughing on me. Silly socks or warm socks are great. These nice wool warm socks. They don't have to be wool, just comfortable, particularly if it's cold. Get something that's helpful with cold. So, like, I've got these that my friend knitted for me. Books. Oh, and this is awesome. So, you can write little messages in the front, or draw little pictures. If you've got a child who knows the person who's going through cancer, if that person's a child or whatnot, you can draw pictures and and give them. Those are great. Little activity books are always awesome. Coloring book. And this one is just beautiful. My brother got it for me a little while back, but it's got Russian fairy tales and then lovely artwork in it. Anyhow, what else can you get? Let's see. Body pillow. I got that as well. My mom gave it to me. And just any sort of extra linens, towels, washcloths. Find out if they need any of that. Bucket or anything they need to help them care for themselves. Communication devices. So I know I was out on a limb for a while with no computer. And yeah, my sister hooked me up with something. So it's nice to be able to talk to the outside world. and any kind of media, movies or books or anything that's their preference would be fine, and a really awesome gift. I wouldn't recommend flowers or food. Flowers can harbor mold, and food, unless you know it's been prepared in completely sanitary circumstances and that it doesn't have anything that could be a contaminant on it, since their immune system's really down. Things that you would normally think that you could give them, you can't. Like, I've been avoiding anything that's not cooked, so no fresh fruit, no fresh vegetables. Yeah, deli meat's not particularly safe. Deli cheeses that have been cut on that slicer that has been used for everything, not particularly safe. So yeah, there you go. There's some brief ideas and 4 different ways that you can help out someone who's going through chemo, you know, family or friend member. And just remember that it's, you know, cancer isolates a person and sends them on this crazy physical and emotional roller coaster, and I can't get it off. I'm just lost on a ride of confusion and uncertainty, and anything you can do to help things be more stable. Yeah. So, next up I've got tips for healthy living, and eventually someday I'm going to do one on my diagnosis history, which is kind of crazy. I have been looking on other blogs and whatnot, and I don't think anyone has quite the lengthy diagnosis that I've dealt with. Anyhow, things are, whew, yeah,